G'day Cryptos, fight fans, this is Gregory Stoney watching my Crypt Fighting Talk Show. On today's show we have Manchester's Andy the Lion Paws DeVent. Tonight was set to mark a big occasion in Andy's career as he was set to tangle with BAMMA World Middleweight Champion, or former BAMMA World Middleweight Champion now, in John Phillips. That's set to take place BAMMA 26 tonight in Dublin, Ireland. Not to be, yesterday John Phillips turned up to the weigh-ins. I believe it was roughly about 13 pounds overweight, over the weight limit anyway, the 185 pound championship required weight limit. As a result, BAMMA have stripped him of the belt. They've scrapped the belt completely. So with that, I have one half of that proposed scheduled bout with me right now, in Andy DeVent. Andy, welcome to my Crypt Fighting Talk Show.
Hello, Greg. How are you doing? Nice to be on here and getting to voice my opinion on the matter that's took place.
So Andy, I mentioned in the introduction, basically the bout was scrapped and the belt was stripped. I think BAMMA had no choice but to strip him of the belt. But in terms of the belt being scrapped, how did that come about? Because obviously you can still fight even though he's overweight. Obviously it's maybe not in the best interest of everybody, but how did the bout come to being scrapped?
How did the bout come to being scrapped? Well,
yeah. Was that your decision? Was that BAMMA's?
Yeah, he come in over the weight anyway.
Yeah.
Which is obviously, you know, a bad decision to begin with. Obviously, the BAMMA officials come over to me. He told me what, you know, said, Andrew, there's a bit of bad news, blah blah blah. What's going on? Just said, okay. He says, go up to your room, give it an hour, think about it and stuff like that. I says, okay, no problem, I will do. So I've been up in my room. I come to my room. I phone my team back in Vietnam at Saigon Sports on the FaceTime. I speak to them about it. They says, we don't think you should take the fight. It's not fair. At this point in your career and stuff like that, you're professional, so you've got to think professional as well as fight professional. You should have been met fair. He should have let you know weeks before if you weren't going to make the weight and stuff like this. Then I get a knock on the door off a couple of BAMMA officials. They come in and they actually tell me that they're not happy with what's going on and stuff, and they're not going to let me make the decision. They're going to pull the fight completely, blah blah blah. They're going to take and then about taking the belt off John and stuff like that, and giving me another opportunity to fight for a belt, which will be vacant. Obviously, it won't be against John. So.
Okay. Have you been in discussions with John? Have you met up with him briefly?
No, I talked to John at the weigh-in and stuff like that. He looked a bit. I don't know. You know, like he looked a bit like, you know, I can't say pissed off. Like, you know, he just looked like fucking. Oh, sorry for swearing.
No, it's
like,
fine.
It just wasn't. It wasn't for him that day, you know. It was like, it's not like, it just felt like he had the world on his shoulders or something. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Do you sympathise with him there? There's a part of you sympathise?
Well, you know, it's not that, you know, because people can, I know, there's been like people on the social media and stuff, and they're saying, you know, things about, it's the same things about me and fans in general, and the same things about him, and because, you know, and I know John's trained, you know what I mean? He has been training. He can't not have been training. Obviously he's training, you know what I mean? But he's not made the weight, you know what I mean? I don't know why he's not made the weight, or how because of this, you know, he's had a knee injury. It's forced him out of the fight and making the weight and stuff like that. But yeah, I do sympathise with him, you know what I mean? It's hard because obviously he's been away from his family. He's been sacrificing certain things in life and stuff like that to train for the fight, as I have done, you know what I mean? And it comes to the head, and you know, and there's no fight, you know what I mean? So it's just one of them things, you know. Just got to wipe my lips and just crack on with it.
Well, you know, if somebody misses weight by that significant amount, that he was obviously told to stop cutting weight at some point because there was no point, because he was going to miss it. Because normally you see fighters come over by 2-3 pounds, maximum about 5 pounds. But when it's that much, you know, someone's been there. Like BAMMA officials been backstage, said there's no point you carrying on, you might as well just stop and then go to the scales and we'll sort it out from there on. So it obviously looks like some sort of injury. He's got on the plane, whatever it may be, set up an island, and obviously tried, or at least tried, coming up with something. So that's why I sort of asked you the question, do you sympathise? So in regards to you, did you say that you're going to be fighting for a title again at some point in the future? Obviously you did all that crown before, lost it to Coney. John Phillips took it off Coney. It sort of would make sense for both you and John Phillips to tangle for that. Obviously, the vacant title. A lot of fans might say, well, it makes no sense. You stripped him of the title. Why haven't fight for it again? But would you fight John down the line in the future? Has this deterred you from fighting him? Of course I would.
Of course I would.
But that fight makes sense for you. Is that the fight that makes sense for the belt in your opinion? Obviously, it's BAMMA's decision. They run the company. They run the promotion.
Yeah, it's BAMMA's decision. You know, it's not for me to say things like that. But obviously, it's their outfit, their organisation. What they say goes, really. You know, so if they have John back or whatever and stuff like that, and you know, and he comes back to fight me for the belt, the vacant belt, we'll do it. Do you know what I mean? It's not a problem. You know, I'm a fighter just like John's a fighter, and we're here to fight. You know, and fight fairly, as we can say, you know, and, you know, like for the last few days here at the hotel, you know, I was killing myself to make the weight and stuff, you know, not eating and not drinking and in and out of that steam room and, you know, with the rest of the fighters who were down there, you know, all at death's door. And, you know, and then obviously John's not made the weight, so it was a bit upsetting, to tell you the truth.
Well, you mentioned about being a fighter there and being fair. Would potentially in the future, if you had your way, your opinion on it, would you being crowned the champion because he missed weight, would that sort of be a fair result in your opinion? Because there's been talk of that happening in the future. I know obviously you want to fight for the belt, you want to win it.
Yeah, things happen. It's just like John Jones and Daniel Cormier and stuff like that. You just look at it like that, how John was stripped of the belt and things. You know, it's just unfortunate events, you know what I mean, for John, and it's not how I wanted it to happen, you know what I mean. I'm not jumping in the air going, yes, because I've not got the belt or anything, or yes, I've not fought John because I'm not a shitbag and I'll fight him, do you know what I mean? But I'll fight him at the agreed weight for the title. We're both professionals, and BAMMA's a massive show, you know what I mean, and we both should be setting examples to a lot of the other fighters, up-and-coming fighters and stuff like that, because, you know, me and John, we're big names, not just in the UK, we're big in Europe, and, you know, people are speaking about it around the world and stuff like that, you know, so it just shows you how much it is, you know what I mean? How much it means to both of us and stuff like that, but, you know.
I'm not sure if you mentioned this in the beginning of the interview, but did you receive your fight purse for turning up and making a weight, etc.?
BAMMA, obviously we don't get our fight purses till maybe 10 days, 2 weeks after the fight anyway.
Yeah.
They've approached me and they've said to me, Andy, you will be getting paid your purse and stuff like that, so, you know, it's not really for nothing. It's not like, you know, because of me, but, you know, it's like now I feel like it's like is John getting paid? I don't think you're going to pay him as well, and it's like 8 weeks of his life down the pan and not getting no finances for it and stuff like that. It's horrible, you know what I mean? And then, you know, it's bad.
There was a statement released in regards to John. He did apologise to you. He did offer up his own purse to give it to you in regards to this fight. Obviously, I don't think he can do that now. But what did you make of that as a fellow professional fighter?
He did say I was there at the weigh-in. Yeah, he said Andy can have all my purse, but you know, and let him take the weight, you know, keep the weight and stuff like that. But it's not. It's not about that. You know what I mean? It's about, you know, I spoke to his team and stuff like that. Obviously, John's already stone overweight virtually, and then he's going to put on another, maybe a stone on top of that. Do you know what I mean? And there's no possible way for them to met him at that weight. Do you know what I mean?
Well, obviously, BAMMA have told you now that in the future you've got a title shot down the line secured. I've got the title shot down the line. Before we move on to that, you know, it's like, you know, it's not only that. It's like, you know, for the last week and that, and the last 2 weeks where I was cutting weight, and especially the last 5 days towards the fight, you know, and like how we all cut weights, and, you know, and I was killing myself cutting that weight and stuff like that, and fatigue and stuff like that, and then, you know, it was just like, and John just rocked up a stone heavy. It's just like, fucking hell, you know what I mean? What's your morale right now? Because obviously you're getting paid for not fighting, you get a purse for not fighting, you don't get the belt right away, but you got a shot down the line.
No, I don't get the belt.
So basically, what's your morale right now? Because even though you have to wait, morale's got to be good.
I'm okay. I woke up this morning. Obviously, I woke up this morning, all my emotions are all over and stuff like that. But there's nothing I can do, you know. And what's happened has happened, and I'm, you know, as the day goes on, I'm okay, you know what I mean. I just got this morning. I've been in the spa, chilled out. I've had some greasy breakfast downstairs and stuff like that, you know. You know,
are you going to be partying? Are you going to be partying tonight? Are you going to be partying tonight, watching the fights, partying, being able to drink and enjoy them?
Yeah, I'm going to be at the fights. I won't be fighting, but I'll be watching the fights. I'm going to be cornering a lad over here who's come over. Apparently his team can't make it over for him, and one of the team members that have actually come over have hurt the hip and stuff. So I said I'll jump in his corner for him and warm him up and get him on the pads and stuff like that.
Wow, that's good.
So just participate in the events somewhere or the other anyway.
Have you ever coached like that before in someone's corner?
Yeah, I've done many corners, I've coached many fighters and stuff like that.
Do you get the same sort of thrill, the same sort of satisfaction in a victory?
Pardon?
Do you get the same sort of satisfaction in a victory if you're cornering somebody?
Yeah, I'll be glad to see if he wins, you know what I mean? I'll get in there, and obviously I don't know much about the lad and stuff like that, so later on I'll sit down, I'll speak with him, and we'll speak about his opponent, and see what game plan his team have actually given him and stuff like that, and we'll try and stick to it. You know, I'll just be there for like a bit of support for him and stuff, and just ask him if he can just, you know, just listen to the instructions we'll be giving him from the corner as the fight's going on, and hopefully he'll get the win, you know.
Did you have any friends and fans come in? Because obviously...
yeah, I've got friends, I've got fans coming over, and, you know, they're upset about it, and they're, you know, saying things, and I'm just saying, well, you know, what's meant to be, it's meant to be, it's happened, just forget about it. The show's still going to be a good show, there's still some great fights on the show that you can come and watch, that you were going to watch anyway. You've spent the money, so you might as well just come over and just enjoy the rest of it.
Well, I assume that you put all the training in there. You mentioned there you put all the hard week's training, so it's hardly assuming. You just clarified that for us. We know that there's local shows around the Manchester area. Where, you know, you're around the Manchester area still?
Yeah, I live in Stretford. I'm from like Stretford. So.
Right. But there's shows like FCC, there's local decent events. Because you put in the effort with the training, etc., will you be taking a local fight sort of in the next couple of weeks, month maybe? Just a bit... Mainly not. I
won't be taking no local fights. I'm just gonna, you know, having a couple of days off, and then I'm going straight back into camp for 8 weeks' time. You know, for the next show in Birmingham.
Okay. Well, before we leave, Andy, is there a message for your fans? Maybe BAMMA, the way they've handled the situation, and maybe John Phillips before we leave.
Yeah. Thank BAMMA for everything they've done for me anyway, and stuff like that. They're always good for the fighters, and they make the right decisions and stuff like that. And, you know, they're a great organisation. You know, coming to be one of the best soon. You know, it's good to go with them and stuff like that. For my fans, I'm sorry about the fight. You know, it's just one of the things. It happens. You know, it's upsetting for me as it is for John. You know, I'm sure we're going to meet up the line, and we'll still put that fight on for the fans. You know, they'll see it, and I'm sure it'll be a great war. And I hope he's all right. Keep your head up, lad. You know, get through your injuries and stuff like that, and, you know, hopefully, you know, sit down. You know, who knows what the future holds? You know, and we can meet. We'll meet down the line, no problem. You know, until then, you know, stay safe, keep well. I'll see you soon.
Okay, Crypt says, Andy, thank you for joining me today and clearing all these questions up for us all.
Yeah, cool, no problem, mate. Thank you very much for having us on.
Okay, Crypt says, from Andy DeVent, Gregory Stone. As always, guys, thank you for watching.